Well, the New York Jets selected Zach Wilson with the number 2 overall pick out of BYU. I was thinking a couple of different things. Number one, I felt like he was a severely talented quarterback that had a lot of the things you look for. If people would just watch the tape, that's the biggest thing. Is the tape doesn't lie. It's one of the oldest sayings in the book, and it rings true every single day. Zach Wilson, when you watch him on tape, he's got a little bit of pizzazz to him, and I think I don't know when it really started to begin, but also all I know is that basically after the Josh Rosen era, basically teams and fans I've seen, they just want to completely give up on young quarterbacks, and it's like, can we give these guys a second? Can we just let them do their thing before we just make a judgment? I understand, I'm a Vikings fan. I'm impatient. I want my first Super Bowl trophy as well, too. But you got to give these guys a chance. You got to give them a second to be able to develop. And it's not like, Zach Wilson has the most help in the entire NFL. I mean, no offense, but it is the Jets. But I also, contrary to that statement, the Jets are, I think they're going to be very good, very soon. I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, because, again, this franchise right now just doesn't have the talent to compete that it wants to. But over the next couple of years, and with Zach Wilson at the helm, I think this is going to be a really good team. And not just because of Zach Wilson. I think you've got to look at a lot of the things they've already built behind him. And by the way, if you don't like Zach Wilson, let's try this out for size. How about we build everything else around the quarterback position, and then if Zach Wilson doesn't get it done, try White. I don't care. Joe Flacco, whoever you want to throw in there. But Mike White showed a lot of stuff this last year. But how about wild situation here, and this is me being more sarcastic towards my Vikings, about how, hey, let's build everything else up before we really worry about the quarterback position. If you've got a good offensive line, if you got a good wide receiver group, if you got a good running back, and you got at least a top 10 defense, maybe you don't need to be that good. We saw with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, he basically brought them, deep into the playoffs this year when the NFC Championship game. The rest of the team doesn't need to be, the quarterback doesn't need to be amazing, and the rest of the team can be pretty good. And obviously, you need some really good personnel in there. You really need some good coaches to be able to get the most out of those players. I get it, but I think at the end of the day, if you can kind of show up some of these positions, and we'll come out with the top 5 draft needs for the Jets as well. But if you look, Michael Carter, I think he was one of the most underrated running backs in the entire NFL. He did a lot of things for him. We graded their draft class. He was big. We really liked that pick. Jamison Crowder, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios. They've got a lot of good young talent. I think, is it Jamison Crowder that's getting a little bit up there, but it doesn't seem to show it. Also, Denzel Mims, I'm really looking to see how he'll kind of continue to develop. I think he could be a really good wide receiver. Elijah Moore, oh baby, he kind of came on late in the season. I'm really excited to see how he goes and how he develops. But you also got Mekhi Becton and Elijah Vera-Tucker on that offensive line. Obviously you've got Connor McGovern, all those boys. Morgan Moses at right tackle. They could legitimately do some good things if they continue to just address everything else, build around Zach Wilson, and then we can see what we got in the young man. Because again, I think you've got a good young talented quarterback. But I think there needs to be, obviously, it's such a cliche thing. Build around the quarterback. What I'm saying is, let's develop the rest of the team. I'm talking top 10 defense. I'm talking a running back that runs for 8 to 1,200 yards a year. I'm talking 3 really good wide receivers, possibly 4, and a good offensive line. And all of a sudden, again, you don't need an amazing quarterback to be able to help you to win. We've seen it again with Jimmy Garoppolo that has a great franchise around him. I mean, Jared Goff made it to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And Jared Goff is a respectable quarterback, but he's not amazing. And there's a reason that the Rams eventually traded for Matt Stafford and went on to win a Super Bowl, because they needed that little bit of an extra spark. I get it. I think Zach Wilson could potentially be that guy. I think he is that talented, but I think the rest of the roster needs to build around. So what I'm trying to say is, I know Jets fans, I know everybody else, from what I've seen, they're not overly thrilled. Give Zach Wilson a year. I would honestly say a couple of years, because the rest of the team around him, it needs some work, and I think the Jets are on their way to doing that, and I think they're on their way to building around Zach Wilson and for him to being a really good young NFL quarterback. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the New York Jets needing to build around Zach Wilson.